Hello and welcome to the channel. We have got another unboxing today. It's been a busy week at Cupertino and I've had quite a few toys coming my way over the last week. So this is another one. I think you may know what it is by looking at the sign of the battery at the top. But let's get into it. So this was launched just yesterday in the retail stores. So I got delivery of it today, and it's a second generation product. So I'm quite interested to see how it actually performs compared to the previous generation. So without any further ado, what we're talking about today is the AirPods Pro, and this is some serious tough packaging. See, I'm trying to cut it through and it's holding on pretty well. So what we have is the AirPods Pro second generation 2022. The last model came out about 3 years ago, which was Generation 1 AirPods Pro. And this is supposed to be a remarkable improvement both in sound quality as well as in active noise cancellation. And the design of the AirPods is identical almost to the previous one. I mean, the case is the exact size. They've made some improvements in terms of putting a speaker grill for getting the audio signal when you're searching for your case. They've got the MagSafe, they've got the AirTag kind of built into it. And if you look at the back, I think what they really talk about is that they've got a new H2 chip, which is supposed to do 48,000 calculations a second or something of that sort. So let's dig into this typical ASMR kind of thing. There wasn't much sound there, but let's try the other side. Okay, so in terms of what to expect, I think we know what we're going to see. But one thing remarkable about unboxing Apple products is the liftoff of the box is so frictionless, yet very sturdy. So, designed in California, which is expected, the usual paperwork, and of course there should be a sticker here somewhere. Now, oh, I can't find the sticker, but it's here somewhere. Okay. Simple. Underneath, we have a USB-C to Lightning cable. They still haven't moved to the USB-C connections onto the AirPods 2 Pro, which is disappointing, Apple. I think you need to up your game, especially because my Beats is actually a USB-C connection. So the Beats is USB-C connection, whereas the AirPods aren't. What is going on? Now, within the actual case, they've also included some ear tips. The new introduction this year is the extra small size. The medium ones fitted onto the actual AirPods. So you might want to think about making a perfect fit by, if necessary, picking the right size for either Yes, it's not necessary that both the left and the right have to be the same size. So you have that flexibility. Um, okay, so we now have the star product to unwrap. So let's do that. Nice and shiny. The case, like I said, looks identical to the previous generation. The only thing is that externally there are a few things to take note of. The key one being there is a loop to put in a lanyard, and you can get this. There is one which Apple sells uh, from InCase. So this is something which you can pick up from the Apple Store as part of the official selected product. And then, once we take that out right now, let's do that. So the whole idea is you loop this into that and run it through that, and then basically you can hang this off your wrist, or whether you want to hang it off a buckle or a loop within your backpack. The whole idea is that you have this sort of easily accessible. The other thing is you would have see these three holes here. That's the speaker grill. Now you can't play music from it, right? Just to be clear, it's not going to be like a mini speaker. It's only designed there for you to receive the audio signal when you're trying to track the location of your AirPod case. So opening it up, it's obviously pre-charged, and in terms of the actual location of the mics and the filters and the audio filters, I think there's been a slight change. You can see these two black zones over there, whereas on the old one, it's slightly different. So the old one at the top only has one, you can see. Here there are two, but I think the old one had another kind of a grill at the bottom. So if we take the new one out, we can see there are two at the top. The one on the side is still there. The fitting will be exactly the same. The only difference is the fact that there is now a volume control over here, so you can slide your finger up this capacitive bar and you can control your volume. In the previous version, you could only change the tracks by squeezing this, so that's great. Now, in terms of battery life, this is supposed to give you an extra 1.5 hours, so I think it's 6 hours on a full charge, which is great if you do need that kind of longevity. And that's about it, I think. The setup process is pretty stock standard. You bring it to your phone, and you know what usually happens. You can just pair it up with your iPhone, and that's the beautiful thing about Apple products, right? Like the seamless integration with all of the Apple devices just makes it a pleasure to actually use Apple AirPods across the entire Apple ecosystem. Now, there is when you do the setup, there is going to be an option for you to scan your earlobes to get the optimum fit. And by doing that, the software will actually also tell you, whether the tip size you have chosen is right, and it'll also give you the perfect fit instructions. Now that is then saved onto your iCloud, and that'll then be applicable to any Apple device where you've paired this up. So that configuration is saved on your global profile. The other thing about these AirPods is that they now are MagSafe compatible. So by that I mean like the standard MagSafe, which you use for your iPhone, that attaches to it and charges. So does the Apple Watch Puck. So as you can see, it starts charging, and you get the same also with the previous um, with the MagSafe charger, which you use for your phone. In the previous generation, it wasn't really MagSafe compatible. I mean, it did stick. It was just not very strong, and I don't think it actually charged the device. But it did have Qi wireless charging the previous generation. The new one, obviously, is very clear. It's MagSafe to the go. Press once on either AirPods to place to press once on either AirPods to play pause, adjust volume by moving it up, which is great. You can set up Hey Siri. I typically try and avoid it at times. AirPods Pro built-in 67% out of the factory. It's charged. The case is almost 60% charged, so I would recommend you charge it up before you start using it. There we go. That is as simple as it is to set up the AirPod on your Apple device. So I hope you've liked what you've seen. These are the AirPod Pro second generation 2022. Thank you for watching.